On July 21, 1972, a Friday, the city of Belfast, Northern Ireland, was plunged into an hour of unprecedented terror. In a meticulously coordinated campaign, the Provisional Irish Republican Army, or IRA, detonated 22 bombs across the city in just 75 minutes. This brutal assault, which became known as Bloody Friday, claimed 9 innocent lives and injured over 130, leaving a trail of devastation and trauma that would forever scar the city. This wasn't just an attack, it was a calculated act designed to maximize chaos and fear, a grim chapter in the long and complex conflict known as the Troubles. Today, we revisit that dark day, exploring the events, the victims, and the lasting impact on Northern Ireland. To comprehend the horror of Bloody Friday, we must first understand the volatile landscape of Northern Ireland in the early 1970s. The Troubles, a ethno-nationalist conflict rooted in centuries of complex history, had been escalating for several years. At its core was the fundamental disagreement over Northern Ireland's constitutional status. The predominantly Protestant Unionist community wished to remain part of the United Kingdom, while the largely Catholic nationalist community sought a united Ireland. This division manifested in deep-seated social, political, and economic inequalities, leading to widespread discrimination against Catholics. The civil rights movement of the late 1960s, seeking an end to this discrimination, was met with state repression, further fueling resentment and radicalization. By 1972, the conflict had spiraled into open warfare. The Provisional IRA, a Republican paramilitary group, had emerged as a formidable force, committed to ending British rule through armed struggle. Their tactics often involved bombings and assassinations, targeting both security forces and economic infrastructure. Bloody Friday was a brutal escalation of this campaign, a direct response to the failure of political talks and the British Army's controversial Operation Motorman, which aimed to clear no-go areas in Catholic neighborhoods. The IRA intended to demonstrate their capability and disrupt the city, but the scale of the civilian casualties would prove to be a devastating miscalculation. The attacks began shortly after 2 p.m. In a terrifyingly short span of 75 minutes, 22 bombs exploded across Belfast. The targets were varied: commercial centers, bus stations, railway stations, and other public spaces. The IRA had issued warnings, but many were inadequate, delayed, or simply ignored amidst the confusion and the sheer volume of threats. The city was plunged into pandemonium. Shoppers, commuters, and workers found themselves caught in a deadly crossfire of explosions, flying debris, and collapsing buildings. The air filled with the acrid smell of smoke and the screams of the injured. One of the deadliest attacks occurred at the Oxford Street bus station, where a car bomb killed 6 people, including 2 British soldiers and 4 civilians. Another devastating blast at the Cave Hill Road claimed the lives of 2 young children, a brother and sister, and their father. The sheer indiscriminate nature of the bombings, hitting civilian areas with such ferocity, shocked even those accustomed to the violence of the Troubles. The IRA's stated aim was to target economic infrastructure and British presence, but the reality was a horrific toll on ordinary men, women, and children. The scale of the coordinated attack overwhelmed emergency services, who struggled to reach the numerous blast sites amidst the chaos and fear of further explosions. By the time the last bomb detonated, 9 people lay dead, and over 130 were injured, many severely. The victims were a cross-section of Belfast society, Protestants and Catholics, young and old, caught in a conflict that showed no mercy. Bloody Friday became a stark and tragic symbol of the senseless violence that defined the Troubles, a day when the city held its breath, and then collectively mourned its dead. The immediate aftermath of Bloody Friday was one of profound shock and condemnation, both within Northern Ireland and internationally. The Provisional IRA faced widespread criticism for the civilian casualties, and while they later issued an apology, the damage to their public image was significant. The bombings further hardened sectarian divisions and intensified the cycle of violence. The British government, already under pressure, responded with Operation Motorman just days later, deploying thousands of troops to dismantle IRA strongholds and reassert control over nationalist areas. This, however, only deepened the resentment and fueled further conflict. Bloody Friday remains a painful memory for Belfast, a stark reminder of the human cost of political conflict. While the direct impact was devastating, it also contributed to a growing weariness with violence on all sides, eventually paving the way for the peace process that culminated in the Good Friday Agreement of 1998. The victims of Bloody Friday are remembered annually, their stories serving as a powerful testament to the need for reconciliation and a lasting peace. The scars of that day run deep, but Belfast has rebuilt, demonstrating remarkable resilience in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Bloody Friday stands as a grim lesson from history, a testament to the destructive power of unchecked conflict and the tragic consequences of targeting innocent civilians. The lives lost on that summer day in 1972 serve as a perpetual reminder of the importance of dialogue, understanding, and the relentless pursuit of peace. While the echoes of the bombs may have faded, the memory of Bloody Friday endures, urging us to never forget the past, and to always strive for a future where such horrors are confined to the history books.